Honourable Member Basson.
Chairperson, Honourable Minister, members and guests. The latest Municipal Water Service Performance Assessment Report showed that 8 out of the top 10 municipalities listed are governed by the DA. This includes the City of Cape Town as the top metro. This performance speaks of our values of freedom, fairness and opportunity, where government is accountable to the people. And for those who don't believe it, here is your report, Minister. South Africa is by all standards a very dry country, yet this government continues to act as if fresh water is an unlimited resource. Well, it's not. While load shedding continues, there is even a more worried prospect ahead: water shedding. Already communities suffer for days, sometimes months, without water. Last year, the government indicated that capital investment in new water and sanitation infrastructure over the next 10 years is projected to require estimated 670 billion rand, but that only 45% of this is currently allocated. After Minister Nene's budget speech this year, Dr. Anthony Turton of the University of the Free State was quoted as saying that the budget gave no sense that this country has a water crisis. As we know, non-functional wastewater treatment plants run by municipalities and the mining industry are the main contributors to the contamination of our water sources. Various forms of contamination has also affected the Hartbeespoort Dam and the Mokonyane River. Honourable Chair, Minister Mokonyane is missing in action and has only attended one portfolio committee meeting since the 5th Parliament started this year. Is the Minister serious about solving our water and sanitation challenges?
Just hold your horse on members. Again, please. There's no problem with interjecting, but don't drown the speaker, please. Thank you. You can take your podium, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. It took the Minister 12 months to implement the recommendations of the report on the failure of water supply in Maribeng. You were informed through written questions about sewer problems in Bella Bella, Modimolle, Mugapung, Lepelale, Tabazimbi, and Cradock, to name a few. The result, no improvement. South African engineers seek jobs, but you appoint Cuban engineers with substandard qualifications. To resolve the above problems, the DA recommends we need to ensure that we improve our ability to hold polluters criminally responsible, and the sanctions are severely harsh. Any new legislation should also make provision that municipalities to lose their status as a water service authority if they cannot perform the functions adequately.
Point of order.
Okay, just take your seat.
I just want to check if you are related to Dr. Vouta Basson.
Honourable Deputy Minister, that is out of order.
Chair, if the Minister was in the Portfolio Committee, she could have asked me the question there. Honourable Chair, any new legislation should also make provision for municipalities to lose their status as water service authorities. The Portfolio Committee on Water and Sanitation invite relevant engineering associations to make presentation on how they could assist the department in appointing South African engineers. Honourable Chair, the Minister must put up a few bars and commit herself to attend Portfolio Committee meetings. It was announced today that the Minister, and I quote, Mokonyane says they are left with 27,000 bucket system toilets to eradicate. Minister, here's a report of the 11th of March this year. We've got 15,000 bucket toilets in this country. Honourable Chair, the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro is facing water restriction because the Nooit Gedacht low-level water scheme does not have the funding to be completed. Yet last year, 3 weeks before the election, President Zuma and members of his cabinet stood in front of a packed hall in Port Elizabeth and promised the citizens that national government would get 360 million needed to complete the scheme, when in fact, there was no intention to do so. Maybe we should ask Mr. Danny Jordan whether he could ask the ANC president when he will pay the money. Chair, Minister, the Modimolle asset spillage has been declared a crime scene. A company offered to assist the department to clean up the Nile River. You rejected that. It would have saved this government 500,000 rand. Why, Minister? Would you answer on that? Please, Minister, I await your answer on that. Minister, the DA's message is very clear.
Thank you very much.
Stop your politicking and get serious about water in this country.